Palestinian officials said more than 20 people were injured and several homes destroyed by a large explosion in a residential area of the Hamas-ruled Gaza Strip. The source of the accidental explosion was apparently the home of a member of one of Gaza's armed groups. There was no immediate official explanation of the explosion, but the Israeli military said it was the result of militants storing weapons in residential homes. The UN Security Council held an emergency closed-door meeting on recent deadly clashes in the Darfur region of Sudan without agreeing on a joint declaration or a possible change of stance. The meeting had been requested by European members and the United States after inter-ethnic fighting earlier this week left more than 200 people dead. European members, the US and Mexico, proposed a declaration urging the Sudanese government to accelerate the implementation of its plan to protect the population. Foreign forces ignored the deadline to pull out of Libya as scheduled Saturday under a UN-backed ceasefire deal, highlighting the fragility of peace efforts after a decade of conflict. Satellite images broadcast by CNN show a trench running tens of kilometers dug by Russian mercenaries near the frontline coastal city of Sirte as Ankara and Moscow appear intent on defending their interests under any final settlement. Their deadline passed on Saturday with no movement announced or observed on the ground. Greece's foreign minister said he hoped Turkey would have a positive approach towards a meeting next week aimed at reviving long-stalled efforts to open negotiations over disputed territorial claims. The neighboring countries held 60 rounds of talks between 2002 and 2016, but plans last year for discussions to be resumed foundered over a survey vessel sent by Ankara into disputed waters and disagreements over the topics to be covered. He said the exploratory talks, which were halted in March 2016, were not negotiations but aimed to discover whether there was enough convenience for possible future negotiations on just one specific issue. The Saudi Minister of Industry and Mineral Resources, Bandar Al Khuraif, met with managers and employees during an inspection visit to the kingdom's oldest and largest gold mine. During a tour of the factory and museum at the Mahd al-Dhahab site in Medina region, the minister was briefed on expansion plans for the operation, which is affiliated to the Saudi Arabian mining company Ma'aden. Accompanied by industry and mining sector officials, Al-Khuraif was shown around smelting surfaces and the Old Mines Museum and listened to a presentation on gold. Tombs containing the remains of two children thought to have belonged to the ancient societal elite have been discovered by a group of experts in northern Peru in the boundaries of a 500-year-old archaeological site. The tombs were discovered in December as part of excavations at the Juca de las Abiges complex in the region that began in 2017. Archaeologists have uncovered the remains of 49 people, including most recently the two children. Jose Escudero, archaeologist at the Tusuma Museum, 780 kilometers north of Lima. Just like the leaves of its gilded fans, France's storied fan-making museum could fold and vanish. The UN's cultural agency has called on France to do more to stop the splendid Musée de l'Éventail in Paris becoming the cultural world's latest coronavirus victim. The museum, classed as a historical monument, has until January 23rd to pay up over 117,000 euros, which is 142,000 US dollars, in rent arrears, stemming mainly from losses during lockdowns. Otherwise, it will close. Wearing mittens made out of recycled materials and a warm winter jacket, U.S. Senator Bernie Sanders pulled off a casual inauguration outfit and vibe that only he could. Many people quickly highlighted the 79-year-old independent Vermont senator's look and created endless memes from Wednesday's inauguration of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, which he said was more about keeping warm than fashion. People were particularly enthralled with Sanders' mittens, which were made by a Vermont elementary school teacher who has a side business making mittens out of recycled wool. A goat and a dog, who were each elected mayor, have helped raise money to renovate a Vermont community playground. The oddball idea of pet mayor elections to raise money to rehabilitate the playground and to help get local kids civically involved came from a local town manager. In 2018, Fairhaven residents elected Lincoln the Goat as its honorary mayor. Lincoln helped raise about $10,000, while the current mayor, Murphy, the Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, has raised $20,000. Town manager Joe Gunter told the Rutland Herald. The town chipped in another $20,000. In any discussion about Saudi Arabia's most prominent tourist sites, Jeddah is inevitably at the forefront. The Saudi Commission for Tourism and National Heritage made sure that its campaign, Saudi Winter, which runs until the end of March, strived to do the city justice. The Commission marked out more than 17 winter tourism destinations. With its enchanting atmosphere in the winter and its various sites and monuments, Jeddah is mentioned as an excellent destination.